Hi, Terry. I recently saw you video a fellow that had huge muscles and is in great shape. So I thought that I would try some things for something that you and I have talked about is activating everything below the knee. That's called the leg, by the way. Everything below the knee is the leg. Everything above the knee is the thigh. So what we're going to do is we're going to do certain exercises for time under isometric tension. And let me explain that because we need to be clear on what we're doing. When we do an isometric exercise, you have to continue to push against something that doesn't move. It's not enough just to turn this as far as you can and just kind of hold it there. We have to continue to actively push throughout the exercise. So I'm going to send you about 5 or 6 exercises in different configurations of our feet, ankles, shins, and calves under isometric tension. And I would suggest that we do all these exercises individually because when we're doing isometric exercise, we're creating a lot of what we call interabdominal pressure. So number one, we need to remember to breathe when we're doing this. And number two is we don't want to go over about 10 seconds in isometric exercise. So the first one we're going to do is we are going to bring our feet, ankles, shins, and calves into as much of an isometric pressure, and I'm pushing, and I'm going to continue to push for about 10 seconds. Remember to push. And I would prefer that people are in an athletic stance when they do these, not just standing up in a relaxed position. Now we're going to turn our feet, ankles, shins, and calves in an outward direction and do another 10 seconds. Isometric, remember, you don't just turn and hold it there. You keep pushing as hard as you can the whole time. Remember to make sure that your feet are placed exactly in the middle of the disc, like so. I'm going to turn out as far as I can, and I'm going to continue to push for 10 seconds. Athletic stance as well. Keep on pushing. Activate those feet. We'll take a little break, allow our system to reset, and then we will do some exercises where we're turning one way and then the other. Now we're going to do an exercise where we're going to turn our feet, ankles, shins, and calves all the way to the right, athletic stance, and do this for 10 seconds. It's a little bit hard to keep pushing the whole time with both feet, so you kind of have to look down at your feet to make sure that that's what you're doing. Get on like this, athletic stance. Then we're going to turn the ankles and the feet like so, and then we're going to go for 10 seconds. Push against that immovable object, which this is the floor model in this case. We pushed it as far as we can where we can't push anymore, but we keep on pushing. That is isometrics. We'll take a little break, reset our body, and then we'll do it the other way. Okay, my heart rate has come down from the other exercises, so I'm ready to do this isometric exercise in the opposite direction for feet, ankles, shins, and calves. Put the feet right in the middle. That's important. Don't just haphazardly step on them like so. Feet right in the middle in an athletic stance. They don't have to be pointed straight forward. Just right in the middle like so. And now what we're going to do, athletic stance, turn them all the way to the left this time. And begin to isolate and keep on pushing with the feet. Don't just hold them there. Push inward. Or this one's outward, this one's inward. About 10 seconds, that's all you want to do. Remember to breathe normally. At this point right here, I've never felt the bottom of my feet as engaged as they are right now. Okay, I've let my body completely recover from the 4 previous exercises because I know I'm going to need it for this one. So you can see that I have the floor models configured differently. This foot is going to be in what we call plantar flexion. That's plantar flexion. And this foot is going to be what we call dorsiflexion, and that is dorsiflexion. And you folks that are familiar with ground force, you're going to immediately get this exercise here. So we're going to configure ourselves just a little bit different. And instead of twisting our feet, we're going to push down with ground pressure while we're oscillating with these flex bars. So I'm going to get on carefully. Foot right in the middle, it's very important. Right in the middle of this one. This should be about 5 iron or maybe driver stance here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slightly turn my pelvis just a little bit. And then I'm going to push down as hard as I can with my glute into this heel here. And I'm going to push down with this part of my quad into my big toe. And I'm going to push. And I have to keep on pushing. I can't just push and just let that go. It has to be an active push as hard as I can in both of those positions I was telling you about. Now let's oscillate these for 10 seconds. Remember to breathe normally while you're doing these. This is the last exercise for the leg being everything below the knee, which includes the foot, ankle, shins, and calf. So you can see that I've turned the floor models around 180 to what they were in the last exercise. So now we're going to be getting on. This one's going to be dorsiflexion, and this one's going to be plantar flexion. You can use these flex bars to help you get on the machines if you have poor balance. Just make sure that when you get on, that your feet are exactly in the middle of the disc, front to back, side to side, like that. And then grab these, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to turn our pelvis this way. And with the left glute, I'm going to push into my left heel as hard as I can. And this thigh right here, I'm going to push that into my right toe, big toe. And then I'm going to push down. Remember, it's a waste of time if you're not pushing the entire time. Remember to breathe normally, athletic stance. Here we go. Push. Push into the ground. Push. Push hard into the ground like you're getting ready to jump. Push as hard as you can. And good. So remember, here are the elements of isometric exercise. What we're doing is we're building longer transportation signals through the nervous system to our motion brain. And the longer we hold an isometric exercise, the longer we have that available to us. However, the literature says because of the inter-abdominal pressure that we create when we're doing isometric exercise, the recommended time is no more than 9 to 10 seconds. Next thing you need to remember is to breathe normally. Also, let your body completely recover, between exercises.